The museum was built in 1970, and it was originally one floor, and since flooding is a major problem here at the Point, they built a second floor in the year 2000. So we moved all our artifacts that could be damaged by flooding, we moved them up to the second floor to get them out of the flood stage. There was an old British fort that was on this spot that was built in 1758, and it was finished in 1761. The reason it was here was because back then there weren't too many good roads around for people to use, so we like to say that the rivers were the highways of the 18th century. Protect the inhabitants of Pittsburgh from Indian attacks. Around that time period that the fort was here also, there were a large number of Native Americans living in this region and in the Ohio region over there. They liked to, if they weren't friends with the Europeans and the British that lived here, they would like to attack them, take a couple of them prisoners. There are a lot of young child prisoners that end up being returned to Fort Pitt actually in 1763, and a lot of those kids have spent 5-10 years away from their European families, and when they come back they can't even speak the English language, they don't recognize their parents, and they actually prefer to stay with the Native Americans when their European parents are dragging them away from the Indians, but they still, a couple days later they run away from home and run back to the Native Americans. A lot of people that live in Pittsburgh don't have any kind of idea what kind of history happened here at the Point. At one point in time, there were two world powers fighting for this point of land. We had the British and the French fighting to control this point of land. And a lot of people forget about that today. We know the British and the French are over in Europe, but we never realized that it was technically a world war being fought right here.